air show because of the meeting between Prime Minister Modi, who's meeting not just Donald Trump, but there is also a meeting the French president, and could some defense deals comes out of there? Gurmeet, are you constructive this pocket? This corrected quite a bit. Valuations have sobered down a bit. Good time, or maybe wait for a bit?
The business is always lumpy. In good times, we were discounting 20, 30 earnings and order books. And now, when things don't go well, you heard about Mascot talking about no deliveries in last quarter, right? So that's the nature of the business. But, of late, there is a pickup in, select ordering activity. So Ministry of Defense has suddenly signed 2 large orders. Government of Maharashtra has signed an MOU with a couple of companies, including solar industries, for almost 12,000 crore in terms of few products. We got to go a little, artillery-wise, ammunition-wise, and product-wise. I think this year, the defense minister spoke of the year of modernization. Speaking of Prime Minister visit, there could be some announcements. France has been eyeing a few things from India. There is also a Rafale exchange program we have. So there could be some activity on drones, on Pinaka rockets. With US, it could be more related to fighter jets. HL in particular, more than 60% revenue comes from service and maintenance, and in between there had been concerns of engine availability that in the near term could get addressed. So we are looking at essentially 3 names in our portfolio: Solar Industries, Zen Technology, and HAL. And we would be watchful of any development which happens as a result of any bilateral agreement. Our view is very, very long term. We are not looking at 1 quarter, 2 quarter. We believe that the defense expenditure as a percentage of GDP will keep inching up, and the absolute ordering, as the defense secretary pointed out, would remain pretty high.
Okay. Now, the other thing is, of course, what could happen to some of the consumption names. And before we talk about liquor, just a quick word, Gurmeet, on whether you believe consumption allows buying because of what the budget did, or do valuations bake in the positives? I mean, for a HUL which grows at 6%, you paying 45 times, is that good enough?
I agree, Neeraj. There's not much in staples. I don't think so there'll be much impact there. I think there you have to properly track the rural recovery. I heard Mr. Anish Shah today talking that tractor sales in Q4, the industry could grow 15%. So I think there are green shoots in rural recovery. If that happens, maybe staples can come. But a better play there is tractor play, two-wheeler ancillaries, and more broader consumption. I would still play discretionary more. One thing I've realized is that the new generation, more you interact with them, their consumption basket is very different. It's more the QSR, more the quick commerce, more travel and tourism, and more discretionary in terms of electronics and gadgets, rather than the traditional consumption buckets which we are used to. Also, private labels are giving a lot of larger names, including HUL and Davos of the world, in terms of the basic hair care and BPC. So I would go for more discretionary names, something in consumer durable, maybe an airline stock, couple of hotel stocks, and play that as a theme versus the traditional names.
Okay.
Gurmeet, what are those maybe 2 pockets which you like at this point, or you would buy at the dip at this point?
I like some of the CDMO names. I think there's a lot of capex which has happened in the last 3 years, and some of it we are starting to see results. And whether Biosecure Act comes later or now, but I think a significant shift in supply chain, I think, is there. It's not to be denied. So we have Laurus Labs in the portfolio. We finally saw some green shoots in the last quarter numbers. I think this will pick up. My sense is the company has the potential to do, 2.5, 3,000 crore CDMO business. And this is a high gross margin business, 60-70% business, which means you're talking of 1,500, 2,000 crores of EBIT over the next 2-3 years, which is as large as some of the larger CDMO names. So we like that. We have some more names here, the old tried, tested DVs in this portfolio. We got lucky with Newland. Then we also like some of the branded generics like Mankind Pharma. That's more an FMCG play. The stock is corrected almost 20% from the peak, but they are the number 1 pharma company in terms of number of prescriptions signed by the doctors, doing very well in the consumer healthcare portfolio, and that the woman fertility segment after the acquisition of BSV, I think you start seeing some more synergies and debt reduction over the next few quarters. Then we like, as I said, some of the banking names. I think a lot of them are at book value. And we are cherry picking some recycling names. I think environment tech, water, I've spoken about this earlier. I think this is one big problem we are facing. And sometime down the line in future, I think the luxury would not be the Merck or the high-end apartments. It would be clean air and clean water.